Yes, y'all. Welcome into another episode of the Dunmarks Podcast, episode 115. It's your favorite Saturday brunch bunch. Back at it again. Best four-man booth in the business. How's everybody doing? Everybody living good?
Yep.
Not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anybody interesting week for anybody, or just normal, typical this time of year, Christmas cheers, Christmas blues. Jason looks miserable as all hell right now.
Yes, that's every Saturday, man.
Oh, so every Saturday we pod, you just wake up miserable? Is that what you're saying? It's supposed to be a joyous occasion.
I got a headache, hence the ambiance.
So the normal.
The normal.
Yeah, the normal. Chris, glad we can color coordinate with actually calling each other to color coordinate. So yeah, well, that's always good.
You got a couple different colors on, so it's all good.
Yeah, little. I'm in the office today. I got an electrician here doing some work, but I'm in the office. So if you hear some drilling and whatnot, I'll try to mute myself to keep the noise out as best as possible. But I had to change locations inside of the house to do the pod. So it's a little chilly in here. I had to put on the hoodie to sit and stay warm. Got the slippers on the feet, but we'll get through it.
Mm-hmm.
What are you sipping at?
What am I sipping on?
Yeah.
I got water in the cup right now.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Water. No XO. I did have the Crown Royal XO last night in a glass.
You know what? I'm going on a streak now. All white men from here on out. Got all new shirts.
So business as usual.
Ty coming in hot and heavy right off the gate. But yeah, no, I had the little Crown Royal XO last night. A little nightcap there to cap off the week. A little sipper. Delicious as always. So
They disagree. They could be part of the show. It's all good, man.
bitch ass dogs. I hate them little fuckers. Like it's
Easy now. Peter coming after us.
I keep telling them I'm gonna buy a Rottweiler just to get rid of them. Yeah. All right, where are we at? What do we want to get into? What do we want to cover first before we hop into bell to bell? Big day across the board. Pro wrestling wise, 2 pay-per-views. We got UFC on the night.
Yep.
We got Army Navy.
Today,
Standalone football game. You got the World Cup going on. Morocco's up 1-0 over Portugal, continuing their magic run. The big England-France showdown starts at 2. So today is jam-packed, a lot of stuff to get into. So what do we want to hop into first here? Per usual, Donald. I saw some gaming stuff this week. I know you wanted to touch on it.
yeah. Microsoft back in the news again. Said last week that the Activision deal might be on hold, but officially this week, the FTC put it on pause, saying they either got to renegotiate the deal to make terms better for other companies, or the deal is no more. So it's in their balls in their court now. The government is looking at them.
Officially, the monopoly is officially on hold as of right now.
Yes, it is.
I don't know what's going to come of this. If
That payout
anything,
gotta come.
I mean, we've seen this step in from flag on the play on the merger. Yeah, for sure. But I mean, you've seen this sometimes in the business world. I mean, Microsoft was this way with the computers back in the day.
Yes, they were. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Internet Explorer
and whatnot. Yeah. So like, I don't know if it's going to go through. If it does go through, like realistically, how many pieces of pie are going to get chopped up?
Yeah.
Like realistically, what are you negotiating to make better terms for?
Rumors I heard they're gonna put Call of Duty on every single system possible. So
Okay,
Nintendo.
so more money for Call of Duty.
Yeah, yeah, it means more money for them. That's what it is. More
Right.
money for them. Yeah, they said they want to put on phones, Nintendo, PlayStation, no gap, 3 years for this. No, they're just gonna put it out regularly.
The mouse can do whatever he wants.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not far off on that statement there, Tom.
No.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
and rumors are they're in the market to purchase more stuff. So we'll see what they do upcoming here. But yeah, I mean, the gaming stuff, it is what it is at this point. Like, I just don't know how many more people can continue to be out there.
Yeah. For real. Mm-hmm. So that's on pause. Also, too, Microsoft came out and said they're following the Sony's footsteps, and all their AAA games will now be $70. So any games that are in-house first party for them coming out will be $70. The first one will be Redfall in February. Horizon, not Horizon. Forza will be $70. So anything coming out for them first party, $70 right off the bat.
You know what? I'm never going to buy my PS5. I'm just done. This is getting too ridiculous.
Is that well, have they made both their games? Have they made just one game now, or are they still separating them, Series S and Series X?
They're still together as of now. They're still together, but anything first party coming out the new year, no matter what it is, for Xbox One or the Series X, it's $70. Mm-hmm.
Yo, 70 is the base model. Like, that gets you nothing. You don't get no heated seats. You back to winding up your windows for 70. Like, you don't get power, nothing. Like, you're going to have to drop. It's going to be like $300, $400 a game in order to unlock and get everything that you need to get on the game itself.
And once you do that, you can raise DLC prices.
And then the scary thing, they said, once the last generation is gone and it's just like these newer consoles, they might raise the price up to $80 a game.
I'll be out.
Done.
Yeah, and then that will be done.
Yeah.
I'll be out by that.
I'm done.
I'm already out now, but I'll be out.
Yo, unless I am playing quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers on Madden 32, I'm not paying $80 for a game.
No, that's what you paid back then when the Nintendo first came out in the 80s.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, because cartridges used to be a lot to produce and make, and they used to be $80. Then they started dropping whenever CDs came out, and now everything is being bumped up again. Every generation, it's a $10 increment
for no reason.
Now that it's digital, I can't.
And that's the thing. Yeah, the digital.
Oh, you might see a Dumbmarks page there too. Eventually.
No.
Yeah, I mean there is definitely a market for chubby dudes on the OF, so you may have to look into that. But at the same time, like
I like gaming, but I can't. It's not gonna be affordable.
No, it's these two. Listen, these two have been going at it on multiple shows, on multiple networks all week long. All week long.
And then the last gaming thing I had was the Video Game Awards was Thursday, and man, they said it was terrible. I didn't watch it. I just read the awards off. So basically, the Game of the Year, who won Game of the Year? Elden Ring won Game of the Year. So whenever they went up to accept their award, there was a little kid up there with the producers and the owners of the studio, and he was a troll. He got up there on the mic and was like, "Oh yeah, I like to thank Bill Clinton for making like the best game ever." And they had security run up on the stage and pull him off the stage. Was like, how do you get a troll up on stage with the producers, director of the game, the owners of the studio?
Sounds right.
Yeah, a lot of game trailers dropped, a lot of new releases and everything. I'm not going to sit here and tell you everything. Man, go look that shit up yourself. There was too many.
Speaking of the mouse and Disney, Marvel's counterpart DC was in the news this week, especially towards the end of the week here with the reports as far as some of it's true, none of it's true, part of it may be true. Whatever the tweet was that James Gunn put out there, But we saw Wonder Woman 3 got the axe. So that's on pause right now. A lot of question as far as what's going to happen with her in the universe. Gail Gadot put out a Instagram post, I believe, regarding she's excited moving forward. So I don't know that you can completely write her off or write Wonder Woman off from the DC plans moving forward. But there was a lot of stuff that broke for them this week.
She needs to call up Dwayne. Become BFFs.
Yeah, we'll see. Again, Black Adam was back in the news with counter reports as far as how much money the movie has actually lost the studio. The Rock put out an official statement saying that they are going to turn a profit, this, that, and the other. Look, I enjoyed Black Adam. I thought it was really good. Again, it's going to come back to what I said before. Like, it may not be looked upon right now as being this great, super important movie, but as far as turning the tide for DC with James Gunn and them coming in, actually setting up a plan to move forward over the course of the next 8 to 10 years, it'll be looked back upon and reviewed as the DC's Blade when Wesley Snipes' Blade hit. I truly believe that. So,
if these guys
was it going to generate $1 billion worldwide? No, I never thought it was. DC has too much of a stain on itself for it to pull in, money like that. And realistically, how many Marvel movies have gone over $1 billion worldwide? 2, 3, if that. Infinity War, Endgame. I don't know what other ones off the top of my head that I can think of, but
I think the last Spider-Man, I think, did.
Yeah, so it's not. It's not like
that's
they got
about it.
Huge,
yeah.
It's not like they got a huge collection of movies going over $1 billion. So I temper the expectations as far as what the true value of Black Adam was going to be in the market, considering it wasn't released worldwide. You're still dealing with COVID. Movie prices are through the roof. If you want to go see the movie, like, it's different times, man. Like, to pull 300-400 million in, I'll take that, especially with where DC was at based on their last debacle of string of movies that came out. So we'll see what Shazam does next year, considering how good the first one was and where that's at. But yeah, I don't see the reason to smash Black Adam, so to speak, and chalk it up as being a complete failure.
No, I don't either. Plus, it's just about to come back. It's about to come out on streaming and DVD, so we'll see if there's any money in there too.
Yeah, but people are like, "Oh, you just released it in October and December. You're putting it out on streaming and everything else." So it's like you had a 60-day run. Like,
that's where they did it for a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But if you want to check up on all the stuff that dropped, go out there. It's out there. There were too many things for me to write down and to deep dive into here in the intro, considering the stack show that we got with all the other stuff going on. So, like I said, at some point we're gonna have to pull up and do a DC Marvel roundtable and really get into a lot of the stuff that's been going on lately in the direction for both entities to see what's going to happen moving forward. So yeah, there's that. Anything else news and noteworthy wise to get into in the intro?
Nope.
No?
Good.
All right, let's hop into Bell to Bell. All right, huge day of pay-per-views. We got ROH's Final Battle. That card we're going to break down, predictions, match of the night. You know how we do, give you winners. If we were DraftKings, you might as well just lock it up, same game parlay. Deadline, same thing, run through the card. Predictions, match of the night, etc., like we normally do. A couple things just to touch on from the week that was. We're not going to stay here super long because we do have 2 pay-per-views to break down. And we can weave in and out of some stuff with each as we go through it. But a couple things that I found interesting from the week that was. First off, Monday night, the man's it factor. Becky Lynch's it factor. What is Becky Lynch's it factor for you guys right now?
Right now?
Right now, today, December 10th, 2022. What is the it factor? What's the draw factor on Becky Lynch if you're looking at her?
Is there anything?
She still is the draw for the crowd, for the women's division. No matter what, heel, face, the fans love her.
To me, she set up two must-see feuds in the women's division off of one segment on Monday night.
True.
Yeah.
I immediately want to see her and Bayley. They have unfinished business.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see the second.
Yes.
And I definitely want to see the second.
Oh, the stare down was probably the best thing on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like, right now, looking company-wise, women's division-wise, there's nobody right now that's there that could have done what she did on Monday night and have me instantly invested in two women's feuds.
I think Raw has everything going right now. You have so many people that can be inserted into the picture.
Raw is definitely better than SmackDown.
Yeah.
But just across wrestling in general, Raw has it for me.
But I'm looking up and down the roster, and I'm like, well, yeah, of course they would put her in that spot. There ain't nobody else that can do it. Charlotte and Sasha were the only other two that came to mind, but neither of them are in the company right now. And if you would have flip-flopped the rules and had Bayley come down through the crowd and everything else, I don't think you would have had the same effect.
Nah. Bayley's still not there for me, like microphone-wise, promo-wise.
I think she's there. I just think this whole damage control thing is anchor on her.
To me, in ring, she's the best they got right now. But as far as, Mike skills now.
What is Becky Lynch right now? I know, they still call her Big Time Bex, but that was her heel persona. And then they also call her man. And it's just like, so what is she? Like, honestly, like you're asking, like what her hook is right now. I'm not sure what her hook is.
Has she hit that? Well, see, she doesn't get booed by the fans, so I can't even say she hit that Cena level because she's not getting cheered and booed. Like
she was there during her and Seth angle, but then they turned that back up around. So
yeah, I'm not even sure what Lashley is right now.
Now, Lashley, backstage-wise, is listed as a babyface.
Is that sarcasm, Dave?
But she's not being pushed in the title picture. She's being pushed with feuds outside. So I'm
like, I like that.
Don't throw her and Bianca back into it.
It's helping. It's helping. Unlike somebody who doesn't wrestle no more, who we don't like to name.
Who would that be, Donald?
I don't know. She's not a brother.
Somebody from Chicago. I don't know.
Oh,
I just know, like I said, watching that, like it made crystal clear. One, there's nobody else in the women's division that they could have in that spot to be able to do that, to generate that much buzz for two women's feuds. And second, it also made it home crystal clear after seeing some of the rumors that they're talking about. They're talking about Roman working the main event of both nights at Mania.
Did see that?
There's not a women's match right now that I would want to see in a main event spot. Right now, as of today. Can they change my mind and get me there? Yeah, but as of right now, like
Rhea Bianca.
There's Rhea and Bianca. That's the match I want in Mania for the belt, but to me, that's not a main event right now. They'd have a lot of work to do to make that must see marquee main event.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, man. As long as Ronda's on the pitch with the women's title over there, I'm not interested. That's just my opinion.
And I think we're going to get Ronda and Shayna, but the 3 weeks trending fire Ronda Rousey during SmackDown on Twitter, and nobody wants to see her. I mean, I think they could still put her in the main event because it's WWE. They do whatever they want to do, but I don't know if that would be a smart business decision.
Even if you were to go back and do Ronda Becky for the SmackDown, because they're supposed to be having a draft after Mania, so you could technically have Becky win and get moved over to SmackDown.
How many times have we heard that now about a draft?
But even if you were to do that, I still don't see that as being a marquee main event night one attraction. Ronda's shine has worn off so far, it's ridiculous. And they didn't cash in on it whenever Becky first came back. So why are you going to double back to it now?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it wouldn't make sense. The only way it would make sense is if you give Becky a win in the Rumble, and then she picks Ronda just because. That's the only way that you can really connect that story at the moment.
Yeah. And Becky don't need to win the Rumble.
No.
Yeah, not at all.
No. They need to go with somebody else.
Yes. Rhea.
Rhea or Shayna. Either one I'm cool with.
No, I don't need Rhea to me is the only lock. She's the only one. She's been on that arc of final two, good showing, follow it up with a great year, character development. You're starting to catch fire. You're starting to get hot. So now, let's take it, put her there, have her win it, and
run with it.
Go into Mommy Mania. Hashtag Mommy Mania. There you go. There's your tagline from Rhea. It's not WrestleMania. It's Mommy Mania. Boom. Sold. Put it on a shirt. Like, there it is. Write it down. Hunter, if you're listening. I know TK steals my stuff. Hunter, if you're listening, write it down. Sold. There it is. Enough said. I don't even need to discuss the Women's Rumble. That's it. There it is. Mark it down. There's my prediction when we do our Rumble show. January
I was going to say, we're like almost a full 2 months ahead of that
one. Right. So, but it was glaring to me. I don't want to say lack of star power because Bianca is a star, but I still don't see Bianca on Becky's level yet.
No.
Bayley's a star in WWE wise, but she's not a star. So, like, realistically, they have Becky. With Bayley and Bianca as far as like the next two below her to be able to come up to that level.
It looks like they're going to try to make Bianca into a star. Her and her husband are going to get that reality show. So it looks like they're going to try to put them out there, but we'll see if that helps or not.
It's not just them. Rumors with that is that they want wrestling couples in general for that reality show. So that's why they've been looking at Cardona and Chelsea Green, even though they're not signed with WWE yet, to do it. They'll probably have Emma and freaking Madcap on there. So they're looking at true wrestling couples.
Would you put Cross and Scarlett, or would that hurt the characters?
I would leave Cross and Scarlett off.
Yeah.
Although I would love to see Scarlett more on TV, but I would just leave them two off. That would diminish. So, but it'll be interesting to see where the women go in WWE right now because there's one head and shoulders above the rest.
And she's even saying that she's not 100%. So, depending what they put, if they would put her in a match and something goes wrong, she could be out again indefinitely.
So there's that. The other big takeaway from this week, and then we can open it up before we jump into predictions from what you guys saw. Ricky Starks is the man, just not right now.
We said this for weeks now that this is the worst spot for him.
Terrible time.
Wednesday night did nothing. Wednesday night was like no shocker to me. The people that were surprised that he went out there and delivered and one up MJF. I'm like, yo, y'all must not have been paying attention to who Ricky Starks is.
Yeah.
No.
Like he's been doing this. He did it in NWA. And I love how, MJF hit him with that the NWA line. And Ricky could have countered with the MLW line, but he don't need low-hanging fruit. Maxi pad with your medium shirt, your oversized shoes, your bad spray tan. Like I love everything about that on Wednesday night was tremendous. But like you said, it's right man, wrong spot.
Yeah, it's
Which
like
is why I said what I said.
I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's just I know what the outcome's going to be. It's not building to anything, so I'm not investing myself into it. It's not that I'm not invested. I'm not investing myself into it because I know
what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and it's a 1 week thing.
Yeah.
And why would you put the ring?
Well, if it's not, why would you have the Diamond Ring match after the title match?
They put them together.
They changed that and made it. Yeah. They made it both
winner take all.
On Wednesday, it was just for the title at Winner is Coming. So
winner
that does come out after Wednesday.
When they announced the graphic, they said winner take all.
Yeah.
I don't need MJF continuing to hold on to the Dynamite Diamond Ring. We might as well just call it MJF's ring.
Yeah.
Because then it'd be pointless to have him lose the belt and then win the ring.
Well, I thought it was pointless for him to win the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal, but I mean, yeah, you do the match now. He loses, screwy finish, doesn't go over clean. He has a gripe to circle back around later, but I just feel like you're wasting what could be your hottest feud in 2023 if done right.
Mm-hmm.
On a 1 week build to a match at Winter is Coming.
Yeah. Just for TV.
Hotshot TK.
So what's their next 2 pay-per-views? Is it going to be
Revolution in February?
Revolution, and then
are they doing a New Year's one? Yeah. Are they doing a New Year's special like normal?
Yeah. They've already announced that. No. So they have a couple things they have New Year's Smash. There will be another
Battle of the
Belts. So.
And MJF followed up this morning. He's on his way to Vegas. I guess him and Patty the Batty are going to get into words after Patty's fight at UFC 282 later tonight because they've been going back and forth. But he put a list down a la Cody Rhodes. And that's people that'll never beat me for the Triple B. And listen to this list. He goes, what story did they tell, Dave? What story did they tell?
For a week.
Was it a good segment, Dave? Yes, it was. But again,
you're hot-shotting it.
Yeah.
Stop hot-shotting it.
If this was building to a pay-per-view, I'd be okay with that. Like, if I actually thought Ricky Starks has a chance at defeating MJF, I'd be okay with it.
But MJF's list for the people that'll never beat him for Triple B, the Pebble, Starks, the American Dipshit Dragon, Warho, Edward for Eddie Kingston, the Sensitive Cowboy, Hangman, Jungle Jabroni, Jungle Boy, Darbs the School Shooter, Adam, my brain don't work, so I can't cope, Cole. And then Mr. Clean Castagnoli for Claudia. So, tremendous work by MJF as usual.
Look, we're here for the feud.
Yeah.
Just make it.
You're better. Missing the. You're miss. You guys have had some horrible take. This is top 5. What's top 5 about a bet? Dave, you're missing the point. We want the feud. We don't want it in a 1 week hotshot. We're here for MJF and Starks. I've been calling for it. I said it before the tournament to crown the number one contender that Starks was going to win. This is the tournament to elevate him, so he can go into a feud with MJF. We want the feud.
I'm not surprised, Ty.
And me and Chris, we went to Steel City Con yesterday, and MJF is coming next April.
So, that Undertaker was $200. MJF's at least $3.
He's no showing that. He'll no show that one.
He'll take your money and no refunds.
Right. But honestly, Dave, like, what's bad about us not wanting a 1 week feud between these two that's going to lead to MJF beating Starks? Because that's literally what's going to happen. So why can't we push this off and run it and have it told during an actual feud and build it to a Revolution or a Double or Nothing?
Ty, he's $200 for an autograph and then another $200 if you want a picture.
Hey, death is expensive, so
Mm-hmm.
Anybody need life insurance? Hit me up. I got you.
I mean, I think we kind of covered this with Dave before, that he likes the week to week stuff. He doesn't mind just the matches being built. Mm-hmm. He doesn't need the story. But
no. That don't count in this point because he said they're telling a story. What's the story that they're telling in 1 week?
Hey, Dave, you want to switch me spots? I've been here before.
They said if they started right now and run into a Double or Nothing when they first touch, it'd be perfect. Gives them enough time to build up everything.
Like, the segment was great. I don't, They have a history in AEW, MJF and Ricky. That's not a history I'm aware of in AEW between them two.
You could tell it. Instead of giving it to us in a week.
Outside of AEW.
Outside of so okay, here we go. This is
you got to watch BETE to catch it.
I think you combined two different things there.
Well, do I have to sign up for Indie Plus to get that history in that feud? Like, again, like Jay said, okay, they have history outside of AEW. Great. We've seen other people have history outside of AEW.
That's a big argument, Uncle.
It's all connected, right?
This is like me coming in and watching Endgame without seeing any of the other 10 years of movies that Marvel put out. We don't hate the match. We don't hate the feud. Just don't do it in a 1 week period.
Checkmate.
Dave, when you gonna bring me on? In my opinion, how about that? You bring Chris on all the time. When you gonna bring me on so we can hash this out? Because
there's a little tension going on.
Yeah, I know you're sensitive. Your deep dish pizza doesn't stack up. The Red Wings are just abomination of a hockey franchise. The Bulls haven't been good since '97. Your hero came back after 7 years and left again. Like, what? I mean, what is it? What is it about? I'm supposed to be. This is holly jolly time of year, Dave. Send the email, time and place, and I'm there. Let's go.
Rivalry pod.
Rivalry pod. That's right. We're gonna start a rivalry pod. We're just gonna have everybody on and just hash out the beef. We don't need pod beef. It's tremendous. But AEW overall this week, I don't have any major gripes, as Dave likes to say. Like, I enjoyed Wednesday night. Wrestling was good. They teased a mystery partner for Saraya that's going to happen in January in Los Angeles. Where's Snoop from? Where's Snoop live? Jay?
Tony.
Long Beach, right? He's from Cali, right?
I said to Donald yesterday, it was a good episode, but was it that good that I'd sit there and tell Donald, like, oh, you need to go back and rewatch it? No. But it was a good episode.
I mean, it was bearable.
You watched it?
It was bearable, yeah.
Okay. Listen, the battle royal was what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. From a match standpoint, battle royals are never like, oh my God, 10 stars, you got to tune in and watch it. No. But wrestling wise on the show, good. I hate that they still use the same form. This is my compliment sandwich, Dave. Okay. Wrestling wise show was good. I hate that the women are still in the 9:25 time slot after 3 years. Can we have some different format to the show? And the main event was a banger, which is no surprise because FTR wrestled in it. And we're going to touch on that and debate this at the end of this segment. And then last night, Rampage again. Rampage again last night.
You had
arguably one of the best shows of the week.
You had Moxley being Moxley.
But I can handle Moxley being Moxley with Takeshita in there.
I didn't watch Rampage, so he beat Takeshita, I'm guessing.
I hope the fans officially turned because they was cheering, but like towards the end, they started booing Moxley because you knew it was coming.
That's because of who he was in the ring with. And that dude is a real deal with it factor. Told you, breakout star 2023. Mark it down.
Yeah.
So I'm like I said, I got no qualms about AEW this week. Just don't hot shot your main title feud over a 1 week period. Makes no sense. Especially whenever the people really want to see Ricky Starks and MJF.
Yeah. 2 stars. 2 young stars.
So you're gonna have a segment this past Wednesday, a match next week, and then what? They're not going to interact or touch for 6 months?
No, because once your story's over, you're back to the line.
Yeah.
Stark's going to be on Dark for a while.
Stark's got a feud with Hobbs again. He need that 3 more times before he's allowed to touch the title.
He's going to take everything from everybody in the mid-card area.
Starks will be fighting for the Ring of Honor Championship after this.
Don't do that to Starks.
What? I don't know. There's a Hogan down there that's running the place, so nobody ever get that title.
All right. Well, since you brought up RAs, do you have anything else, generally speaking, from the week before we hop in? We'll do Final Battle first because it's on earlier.
Your thoughts on Solo?
I love the Umaga. I love the Umaga tribute.
Mm.
Run with that. Use that as your finisher. I love him taking Riddle out, establishing him as the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't wrapped my head around his role and exactly what he's going to play into.
Mm.
Like there's just something that I can't. Like there's a missing piece with it, and I haven't figured out which way they're going to go.
That's
with
good.
Him, which is really.
I
good.
like that. Yeah, it's mystery.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He did an interview this week, and they asked him, like, so what happens if you win the Royal Rumble this year? He goes, my job is to protect the tribal chief, but if we have to get to that, we have to get to that. Okay.
The WWE will break it on Twitter somehow. Solo's doing this.
Yeah. SmackDown was in the 412 last night. None of us went because we're all dumb marks and didn't realize that SmackDown was in Pittsburgh.
I knew it was there. I knew it was in Pittsburgh. They didn't get my money.
Didn't care to go. His tribal chief ain't showing. I ain't got to show.
I went to Raw back in August. It was not worth it and was not spending my money again in December.
Yeah, and then the main event part, they pulling a legend out there. Yeah, they ain't get my money for that.
I don't have no problem them using Kurt the way they did last night. I thought they used him perfectly.
I can go on WWE Network and pull that up.
What was the point of Gable Steveson being there?
He's officially
bring people back around to the fact that he's still with the company.
Like has no beef with anybody or anything, but we're just gonna like is that
he's an Olympic gold medalist like Kurt Angle. That's why he was there. Not that hard of a connection to draw.
But what's his beef with whatever the dude's name is?
Otis and Gable.
You mess with Angle. That's your mentor. That's your hero.
He won an Olympic with a broken freaking neck. If you want to talk trash to him, I got beef with you. Pull up, as Dave said. He pulled up in a milk truck. There you go. Beef settled.
Oh. Like every Hollywood match.
When you bring Jason on.
They do have some professional wrestlers last night on the show. I liked Gunther's promo there at the contract signing. And that run with that route with them like they normally do, protect the ring. He'll be fine because he continues to put out bangers. I still don't want to see him and Ricochet again, but that is what it is there.
Got Cena coming back in a couple of weeks too.
For what?
Because it's in,
he got to set up his angle for WrestleMania because he's coming back and wrestling at Mania. It's in LA.
But he lives in Tampa, so they're having him be at the Tampa SmackDown.
Ratings boost.
Here we go.
Those gonna pop.
Here we go. Here we go. All kind of new talent everywhere, but here we go.
All right. Let's get into these pay-per-views because there's a lot to cover and a lot to get into.
We got 12 matches with Ring of Honor and 5 with NXT.
God damn.
Well, 4 of those are on the pre-show.
4 of those are on the pre-show.
So we have 8 for Ring of Honor. I will say this before we even get into the card, right? Final Battle a year ago. We all know what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Tony bought the company in April, put it out there. These pay-per-views that they've done so far, arguably top 5 pay-per-views of the year. You make the argument.
Every Ring of Honor event, including last year's Final Battle.
And I'm looking at this lineup right now on paper, and this card should be nothing but hits from top to bottom.
But did they sell you on the event?
If you digress, huh?
I know the one match that makes you want to buy the pay-per-view, but did anything really sell you on this event to make you say, I'm going to put $50 out for this event?
No, not me.
Yeah. Double dog collar match. Sold. FTR Briscoes 3. You're out of your mind. FTR Briscoes 3. Yearly wrap-up.
April had a match.
Let's wait till discuss the match. Let's wait till we discuss the match. Let's wait till we discuss the match.
Go ahead, pull it up. Run through the card. Let's hit these pre-show matches. We're not going to spend a lot of time on these pre-show matches.
Do Ring of Honor first? All right.
Yeah.
Dorado versus Jeff Cobb in 0 Hour.
Jeff Cobb.
Just because of the name.
Jericho Appreciation Society versus Shinobi Shadow Squad.
Hey man, give me a cheeseburger, please.
Shinobi Shadow Squad.
Give me a cheeseburger.
This is going to be the comedy match of the night.
True.
But I'll go JAS because of Hogan Jericho.
I can't pick those dudes, so I'm gonna go Shadow Squad.
Shadow Squad.
The Kingdom versus Top Flight.
This is actually going to be a really good match. Like I think this is going to be a really good match. I'll go with the Kingdom.
I'm going to Kingdom because Top Flight's not only known for getting pinned.
I'm going Top Flight. Darius with the win.
Thought they get no love.
I'm going Top Flight. I'm not a fan of the Kingdom at all. Top Flight for the win. Willow versus Trish Adora. I don't even know who that is.
Willow.
I don't know. Trish is good.
Jason, those are almost.
I'll go Willow.
Willow. All right, we'll go into main card now. Got Blake Christian, AR Fox versus
LaFaction and Ingobernable.
We've done this for years and we still haven't got it.
I was thinking Russian. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but
Jolistico.
Okay.
So he is a brother of Roosh, and it's not Dragon Lee. There's 3 of them.
There's another one.
Oh yeah, Dragon Lee without the mask.
It's like a Uso. They just keep coming.
Yeah. No lies. This match may be this match right here may be match of the night and match of the weekend with these 4. You want high flying lucha libre matchup? If that's your bag. Your cup of tea per se. This is going to steal the show for you. So. I'm not putting that comment up. Jeez. I'm gonna go with Roosh and Jurlistico.
I'm going Christian and AR Fox.
Just because Taquan said it, I'm going in Le Faction.
I think I'm going with Christian and AR Fox. They want to push AR Fox right now, so this could be a good test.
And honestly, I would want all 4 of these in Ring of Honor moving forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Next, Swerve in Our Glory versus Shane Taylor Promotions.
Those of you that are not familiar with Shane Taylor, you're about to get an introduction tonight. So Dave want to assign homework. Go out there and watch Shane Taylor. All right. There is history, but guess what they did, Dave? They tied in and told us the history for this match. And the very first time you saw Shane Taylor, he gave you the reason why. You left me 6 years ago.
Dang.
You left your other brother, JD.
But they only told you last week.
But they told you. I know.
They at least told you. They did.
I know the reason why we're having the match. You left me hanging. Guess what? I'm pulling up on your show. Come to my turf, Ring of Honor, best television champ of all time, Shane Taylor. And let's go. This is going to be another potential match of the night.
I'm going Shane Taylor Promotions for this win. Because Strickland and because Swerve and Keith Lee still got beef with each other. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, same.
That's what I'm thinking too. Shane Taylor Promotions.
I hope they sign both Shane Taylor and JD Griffey and make them officially a part of ROH. So, with that being said, give me STP.
All right. ROH World 6-Man Tag Team Championship. Dalton Castle and the Boys versus the Embassy.
This is the one match on the card that I'm not excited to watch. Not saying that it won't be a good match, because Dalton Castle is entertaining as all hell every time he goes out there, and him and the boys will do something that'll pop me, just like they did with the Battle Royal on Wednesday night. I'm going to go with the Embassy here.
Embassy.
I'm going to go with Dalton Castle just because they got Cage on the other side.
You got to do something with Cage.
No, I just feel like he's going to lose. It's just...
I mean, well...
Dante Martin effect.
Because history's pretty much played that out, right?
Yeah,
I'm going to go with the Embassy just to do something with Brian Cage. Just if TV's about to start, at least this is a way to keep him on TV.
If TV starts.
If TV starts.
We have
tonight, we'll find out. But
and did you see what time the ROH press conference is set to go off?
8.
What starts at 8?
Deadline.
There you go, Triple H. There's TK's.
His
little move. His checkered move.
We'll see if it pays off or not. But
that's the response to Triple H using the William Regal War Games he tweeted out before War Games.
Hold on. This is going 4 hours?
No.
Ring of Honor?
I would say Ring of Honor starts at 4. You're definitely going to get 3.
Yeah. It could
So
go
you'll
4.
go
You never
till
know.
7.
But the press conference was
Press conference will start at 8. So,
All right, up next, we got World Television Championship, Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson.
I'm actually going to go Juice.
Juice said he wants to make a name for himself in the States. It ain't happening right now.
a match I'm not interested in, so I don't care who wins.
I see Samoa Joe in AEW, not ROH, even though Joe is, Mr. Former ROH. Moving forward, let Juice take the belt off of him. And that way Joe can focus on AEW with the TNT title. With that being said, though, the Mr. Television, King of Television, it's probably going to be Joe. Especially after his performance on Wednesday night.
Yeah. I mean, is Juice even with the company? So
yeah,
that's
he
a whole other
signed.
thing too. He did sign.
He signed. Yep.
I think he signed.
He signed.
I can't give it to Juice. I'm going Joe. All right, Women's World Championship, Mercedes versus Athena.
Athena.
These
two also have history outside of the company, Dave. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. In Shimmer. They covered it in that 4-minute video package in the Road to Final Battle.
We should have played out more on TV.
Yeah, there's your storyline that wasn't put on television. Tony Khan talked about, he's enjoyed her so much, and this heel turn has been amazing. And I tweeted directly back, and I said, well, why hasn't the great heel turn been promoted more, on television? You've done it all on Dark and freaking Elevation.
It's all connected. You got to watch it all.
Give me Athena.
Athena. Even though she should be the one to beat Jade.
True.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. That could happen too at the same time.
You mean Black Ronda Rousey?
Hey, AEW likes to have people holding 2 belts, so you can see it. All right, the Pure Championship, Garcia versus Yuta.
This is a rematch from the, obviously when Garcia beat Yuta. These two, to me, they'll put on a banger like they always do. I'll be interested to see the story they tell. Pure Rules is different than every other match, which is why, I like the change up, because it's a change of pace from everything else. And these two fit the Pure division mold more than probably anybody else that they have on the roster right now. So with that being said, I'm going to go with Garcia to retain here.
Garcia.
If Yuta wins, we get more BCCJS. I'm sure of it. So give me Garcia.
For that reason, Garcia. We got to be over this shit. It's got to end at some point.
Tonight has to be the end.
We have to.
Moxley said it's going to be the end.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
Which means
if he says it, when
stamp it.
Well, yeah, when a Hogan talks something, it comes true.
All right. I'll give the enthusiasm Steve gave for the last one. Double dog collar match. This is a rematch. FTR versus the Briscoes.
Go ahead.
I said at the beginning of the year, I'm over tethered matches. So I have a question. Is it going to be a 4-way chain? Or is one Briscoe, or is a Briscoe going to be tied to a FTR guy?
Well, I couldn't tell. They showed 2 dog collars on Wednesday.
Yeah.
If it's 2, then you're just going to have 2 fights on opposite sides of the rings because you can't cross, you can't mix.
Who said you can't cross? Who said that?
You're going to get tangled up.
Who said that?
You want to sit there for hours untangling the chain? Give me the Briscoes. I hate FTR.
I didn't like how the match was announced. Just like right at the end was like, oh yeah, you got a match. Here you go. Again, this could have been built up. But what do we know about build up on AEW/Ring of Honor? FTR had the belts too long. I'm going with the Briscoes.
I'd be surprised if the Briscoes won, just because what are you going to do with them? I mean, at least not that FTR gets a lot of TV time, but Briscoes sure as hell aren't going to get any TV time before Ring of Honor gets a TV deal.
Are you sure the Briscoes aren't like part black? I've always thought they were. Maybe. I don't know. Okay.
No,
I don't know.
But what did we have the 2 out of 3 falls match for at the last event? To end the feud. And then we just go back to have this again. So each pay-per-view this year had this match. Not saying it's not going to be a good match, because these guys have good matches. But again, what did we have the 2 out of 3 falls match for at the last pay-per-view? If that was to end the feud, to end it, we just bring it back just to bring it back on the last segment of the day.
Ticket sales.
Probably.
I wasn't spending $40 on this before they announced this match.
Gotcha.
See? Hey, I used to buy Mike Tyson pay-per-views back in the day, but you knew that was going to end in 30 seconds in the first round. But I still dropped the money no matter how many times they brought Mike Tyson out to the ring. You roll these 4 men out there, I don't care how many times. You can run them out every single week for 52 weeks straight. And I'm going to tune in and watch every single week for 52 weeks straight.
Wasn't spend the money before, not spend the money now.
FTR to retain.
Anything else?
No, because I'm gonna deep dive into both of them whenever we have debate this. I'm not. There's no reason for me to do it now.
All right, got the World Championship. Hogan versus Claudio.
Claudio.
This one last? I thought it was done. I thought it was moving on to the next segment.
Claudio.
Jericho.
Oh.
brother.
Yeah.
I gotta go Claudio.
Hogan's winning this.
But yeah.
The TV deal didn't happen yet.
I love how Jericho's like, I'm gonna destroy every Ring of Honor champion in the past, and you've wrestled what, 2?
Colt Cabana
and Danielson.
You think Garcia is gonna be the one to defeat Jericho?
If you want to tell that story, I'm fine
okay.
with it.
I'm okay. Young talent. I'm okay.
Yeah. I just need. I don't. I'm over this run of Jericho, and if you run it back and have Claudio lose to him again after he dropped the belt to him, then I don't need to see Claudio on my TV anymore either.
Somebody had to leave.
I know Adam Cole has a concussion. You're right. And Seth Rollins is in WWE. That's another one. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Joe's already in a match.
Joe's in a match.
But let's give him a third title.
I mean, Matt Taven's working the pre-show. He could have wrestled him. So yeah. Maybe Low Key. What's Low Key doing? Could have brought Low Key in.
Apparently being the Undertaker's son.
Yeah. Jay Lethal's out there.
Yeah, Jay Lethal's there. He don't got a match.
Kevin Owens in WWE.
Yeah.
I think we hit everybody.
Yeah.
What, Cody's out with a pec injury.
Oh, what are you, Yoda now? Jedi mind tricking people? All right, match of the night. Who you got?
Garcia Yuta.
Give me Mercedes Athena.
The tag, Swerving Our Glory, Shane Taylor.
Normally, you know what I would pick. I mean, it's been the match of the night on the other two cards. You might as well go 3 for 3. My only hesitation is with the dog collar match. You know, looking back at the history of dog collar matches, you may have 2 to 3 that are like classic bangers, right? Cody and Brody was a great dog collar match. Piper and Hammer back in the day, the very first one. They're really hard to pull off.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're real limited in what you can do in that match.
I'm going to go with AR Fox, Blake Christian, and La Faction. I mean, that match just jumps off to me. Like, that's going to be, you know, the only way that could be better is if you had Penta and Phoenix in there. And then you would really see some shit.
Mm-hmm. That might get added. You never know.
Maybe.
If TK's really listening, he could throw that in. You know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. So what do you think the big announcement is going to be at the press conference?
Is there going to be a big announcement?
Deal?
You really think?
Yeah, they hyped up this press conference. He's not just going to roll out the wrestlers to talk. He's making an announcement.
Why wouldn't you make it on the pay-per-view?
Because you want to build the anticipation and take people away from watching Deadline.
What is the press conference on?
It's Wrestling Pettiness, YouTube.
Okay.
It's Wrestling Pettiness.
Yeah.
It's the only reason why he's doing it so late at 8. It's Wrestling Pettiness.
If they're not announcing a TV deal, it'll be completely pointless.
You need to announce some type of deal. What, an ROH video game? It's going to be an ROH video game? This is an ROH press conference.
What the release date? Yeah, if it's not the TV deal, then there's no point of hyping everything up. If it's anything less than that, then it's completely pointless. Like you said, wrestling pettiness.
Would you be okay if it was a streaming deal announced for ROH and not necessarily a TV deal?
I think streaming would be better.
Depending what the streaming deal is.
What if it's HBO Max?
I'd be okay with that. If it's just because they relaunched their Ring of Honor streaming this week, the Honor Club is back up and running. So if it's just ROH is going to be on that, come on now, like really. But if you put on HBO Max, I'd be okay with that.
Hey, I'm not mad at ROH on Tubi. I watch Lucha Underground on Tubi. You can throw ROH on Tubi.
Very true.
That's a very good point.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean, it has to be some type of deal. I put them on Pluto.
Hey, at least
I'm okay with Pluto. Hey, I like Pluto.
It's going to be Johnny ROH.
He went back to Fusion this week.
Yeah, Johnny Fusion. All right. Hit us up, social media, Dunmarks Pod. Let us know predictions, match of the night, and what you think will be the big announcement to come out of the Ring of Honor press conference. Any last words on ROH Final Battle before we hop over to NXT Deadline?
No.
All right. So from 12 to 5, that's what she said. Let's get in the Deadline.
All right. First one up, we'll get Alba Fire versus Isla Dawn.
I mean, I get why they're doing this match, but I don't care about this match.
Mm-mm.
I don't know nothing about Isla Dawn besides she likes Ouija boards and black magic. And Alba Fire, that gimmick reinvention for her has been terrible since they announced it. I'm sure they'll put on a banger of a match, but I have no interest. I'll go Alba Fire for the win.
No interest in the match. Isla Dawn sounds like Abaddon, so seems like trademark to me. Almost the same stuff. Don't care about the match.
I'll go Alba Fire.
If that's what Isla Dawn is into, does Alba Fire does Isla Dawn turn Alba Fire back into Kaylee Ray?
Mid-match. Have her mid-match. We could do the Papa. We could do the Papa Shango shaking and people throwing up like they used to do with all the players back in the day.
That's what we're pretty much at in NXT right now is 95, so might as well.
She takes away her fire and becomes Kaylee Ray.
I mean, me and Dawn were actually talking about this one yesterday, and just like this should just be on NXT. It doesn't even need to be on the pay-per-view. So I'm going Alba Fire. All right, we'll go NXT Tag Team Championship. Pretty Deadly versus The New Day. Which I don't know where this came from at all. I didn't watch this week, but I heard that they were on. But
you got to get ratings, bro.
They put on their Christmas story, and they you pretty much haven't beat the best. So that was it.
So New Day drops it out to the Usos. Now they about to drop it out to Pretty Deadly.
Do I want to see this match? Yes.
I'm with Jay. Surprisingly, I agree with Jay. I actually want to see this match. I really do. Even though I'm over the New Day shtick, it's a fresh matchup. Pretty Deadly. I dislike them tremendously because of they're really good at what they do. And I want to see them get their ass beat every single time. But
are you really going to have the New Day job out to an NXT tag team?
Yes, you are.
If you want to build them,
yes, you are. So I'm going with Burt Wonderstone in the crew.
What are you going to do? Look, this guy, first time this dude chimes in over 2 years, he calls me during the podcast. I'm potting, bro. You think I'm going to pull up and answer your phone call?
He came on here to get at you.
He came on here to get at me. Yo, I called you. Like, what are you, my mom?
He wants that crown, man.
I know, yeah. I know, exactly, yeah.
Hey, Steve, answer your phone. That's the ultimate art move.
Hey, Charlie, you want me to send you the link? You can join the show. Cover the business right here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. You want to talk about a parent? Like, yeah, let's catch up while we're live on air. Cool. Man. Yeah, I'll go Pretty Deadly.
He's coaching.
You're not even. You can't even talk. You're calling me while you're coaching. Hey, run this pick and roll while I can make this phone call real quick. 3-man weave out there. This guy's unbelievable.
It's a water break moment right now.
Yeah.
We got you all there.
This is definitely clip of the week. It's definitely clip of the week. All right, we're good on that.
We
good?
I'm going Pretty Deadly. I was about to call him Burt Wonderstone.
Burt Wonderstone?
They look like Burt Wonderstone.
Who do we got in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge?
That's Zoolander. That's
after Indy's promo. Give me Indy.
Ooh.
So this is for the number 1 contendership.
Mm-hmm.
So future title shot here.
Roxanne.
Oh.
Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm going Roxanne.
You gonna beat Mandy tonight?
Already got the link, like the feud in place with her. So.
Rumor is Indy could get the call up, so I wouldn't mind seeing Indy get it one last moment before she gets the call up.
Now this dude's just out here throwing out.
That's Donald's pick.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, so we got some indies in the chat. I wouldn't mind seeing Indy, honestly. I like the character change. I like the direction. But I still think Roxanne is your future in NXT. Indy's more ready to be called up. Have her come up on Raw. You can reform the way, minus Theory, and you got Indy and Candice as a tag team to go after women's belts. Like, it makes more sense for Indy to get called up.
So is your champion taking this, or is a title change after this match for you?
If If Roxanne wins this,
yes,
she's going to be the one to beat Mandy.
Yeah. And I actually would have rather seen that. It depends when they do this, because like we're gonna get that. They're gonna get that next pay-per-view in February, and then they're gonna follow it up with WrestleMania weekend. I'd rather see a bigger title change at WrestleMania weekend, but maybe do Mandy's in February and then do the NXT title at WrestleMania. But
and if you look at this match, you have one babyface and 4 heels.
Yeah.
no.
So what normally happens? Babyface overcomes all odds. Roxanne.
All right, let's head over to the men's Iron Survivor Challenge. Who you guys got here?
Mello.
There's only one. There's only one person.
Mello.
If it's not him, throw away the whole promotion. It's the truth.
I agree.
The only other person that I would not that I would be okay with, but I could see the reasoning why would be Grayson.
Yeah.
Just because you're gonna have Braun retain over Apollo, then you got a heel babyface dynamic still. Mello to me is a tweener. He could be a heel or a face, but we need Mello and Braun at some point. Like we got to get it.
We need just something fresh in NXT.
Yeah.
And Carmelo could definitely be that right now.
And 2 out of these 5 people we've already seen against Braun. We saw Gacy and we saw McDonough. We saw McDonough twice. Like I don't need them to revisit that well. Axiom, I mean, he's the suicide character of NXT. TNA had suicide, literally video game character. They made him into a wrestling character. That's what Axiom is.
Yeah.
So there's realistically one option. I mean, these Iron Survivor Challenge matches are probably the easiest to predict I think I've seen on a card in a long time.
When would you run this? Because if it's Mellow, I don't want to see this at Vengeance Day.
I don't know.
I'd rather see Mellow at Mania.
I would too.
You go ride it out then. Storytell. Oh,
you ain't waiting that long to touch.
But we can. But all they said was whoever wins these matches gets a future title shot.
Okay.
So they don't have to give them the title shot at
the next pay-per-view. Yeah.
If it was AEW, it'd happen in 2 weeks. But
Destiny's Child Survivors. Only the remix with Lil Wayne is better.
Yeah,
because I agree, Mello. If you're going back and you're having NXT,
of course we do.
If you're having NXT back on the road to match up with like the bigger pay-per-views, then Mello Braun is Mania worthy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
they could tell the story.
Hell, I would have Roxanne and Mello both win this and not have either one of them wrestle for the belt until Mania.
I'm okay with that. You can still throw people at Braun, like Grayson Waller. Sucks he won't win, but there's people they could still throw at them.
You got him wrestling Apollo tonight. Like,
yeah.
So let's go into that. Breaker versus Apollo.
Oh, you want to fish?
I want some more vignettes.
You wanna sit down and journal at the diner?
I'm not sure if we're gonna miss those or not. When this is over.
I didn't mind the diner one, man. The fishing one was terrible.
They didn't work for me, but I'm glad they did something different. Like, it's kind of a mutual respect thing, whatever. I get it. Like, it wasn't Pacino and De Niro sitting down across from each other in heat.
Oh no.
But at least it was something different than your typical lead into a match.
Give me Breaker.
I'm over Braun. What is he going to come out and break tonight during his entrance?
The NXT symbol. That's it.
Like what? Like
iteration.
Vengeance Day, is he going to come out and break his heart because it's in February? So he's Heartbreaker. Shawn Michaels booking Vengeance Day.
Yeah, Core J, he ain't breaking nothing.
Was the deadline? He'll cut some red tape.
They got a clock for him to break.
Is he going to come out with his heartbeat stop, and then all of a sudden he's going to shark back to life? I don't know. This entrances stink. And they need to not do it anymore.
And Braun isn't getting better for anything.
He got that standing moonsault.
I don't mind him. It's just I'm over it.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
Got the Roman Reigns.
Mandy's run is long, but I'm not tired of Mandy's run. Braun's run has been long, and I've been over it. They just haven't found anybody to take it off him.
And you had nobody compelling, to even attempt.
I was over it with the whole him and Dolph Ziggler storyline.
Oh, yeah. They could have did it with Melo a couple times, but they chose not to.
Yeah.
Like, I really, Melo Braun, I want the match, and Melo should be the one to beat Braun, and then you get a call-up after Mania type deal.
Coming at you.
But hell, why not have Apollo beat him, and you can call up Braun and throw him in the Royal Rumble next month?
I think I'd rather see Apollo in the Rumble.
Apollo's good where he's at.
Back out with a Nigerian accent again.
Apollo's good right where he's at.
Does General Aziz show up tonight?
Match of the night.
Give me the men's, or no, give me New Day and Pretty Deadly.
So I was going to pick
I'm going men's Survivor.
Women,
even with all the freaking stipulations that are going into that match, I think they can pull it off.
Women's.
Cool.
All right, hit us up social media. Let us know what we got right, what we got wrong, who you'd like to see in match of the night. Your predictions as well. We'll be on the Twitter machine for both pay-per-views. So hit us up, chat, interact. And I'm parched. I'm tired of drinking water. Let's drink a beer.
No debate.
Oh, I forgot all about it. Damn, this segment is long. Holy shit.
You should have just skipped it, Chris.
I'm going to start drinking a beer right now.
Get a little more parched. All right, we got PWI came out with their Tag Team 100 list this week. We're just listing the top 10 here. So we got Usos, FTR, Briscoe Brothers, Lucha Brothers, Double Crazy, I don't even know how to pronounce that first one, RK Bro, The Good Brothers, Young Bucks, The Hex, and Violence is Forever.
Not mad at it.
What's there to talk about Sasha Banks?
There were 19.
5 more trademarks. She's showing up in New Japan.
They were number 19 on the list. Her and Naomi.
Her and Naomi?
Yeah.
Look, Banks showing up to Wrestle Kingdom is a big deal. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. New Wrestle Kingdom's crowning the first. I forget the name of the belt that they're crowning.
The TV title?
Women.
Oh, no, that's already been crowned.
Yeah, Kairi Sane got that.
Yeah,
they already did that? I thought they already did that.
They did that at the crossover event.
So then why is Sasha showing up at Wrestle Kingdom?
Because this is just for the title defense, probably to challenge her.
I'm not talking about Sasha till she shows up somewhere. There's no point.
Yeah.
What's the point in speculating?
It's all rumors.
Yeah.
I mean,
she was coming back, but she's not coming back.
Yeah, there's no point. Like when she comes back, I'll give my 2 cents in on wherever she lands, because wherever she's going to land, it's going to make more money for that promotion. But there's no point in wasting time.
And she better come back with a story. Any notables we missed or that were left off, Chris?
Anybody that you really liked in the top 20?
I didn't even see the
I
top
didn't even see the
20.
top 20.
I didn't even see the whole list.
Yeah, nah.
Look, this is. I mean, the Usos are not. This is where you ride along the tribal chief's coattails. The Usos are not the best tag team of the year.
They are.
No, they're not.
They are.
No,
Chris, you ready to sit back?
Name a match they've had better than FTR or the Briscoes or the Lucha Brothers.
Name a match they had better.
They've literally just been in the best storyline in WWE.
Hey.
That doesn't make you tag team of the year.
You're going off credentials. You're going off opponents.
What's the criteria for this list?
Everything. Well, I was going off whatever the criteria was from the last list we did.
This one is going October 1st of last year to September 30th of this year.
Nope, still don't. Time frame wise, they weren't better than FTR.
They've had as many TV matches as FTR had matches altogether.
But that's not FTR's fault.
Then you can't put them at top if it's not FTR's fault.
FTR has been better than them.
They haven't even been booked on their own promotion.
With less TV time, FTR
They haven't even been booked on their own promotion. Blame TK. Usos are number one.
What have the Usos honestly done to be number one? Honestly.
Longest reigning tag team champs.
So
There
just
you go.
because you have just because you have the belts longer than anybody else, that makes you the best tag team of the year?
Hey.
They call it every night. They the ones.
And FTR the twos.
But FTR has been champs in 3 different promotions all year long.
And only had 34 matches.
Again, that's not on them. But out of those 34 matches, they haven't had.
You want to be the best tag team in the world.
Dud.
You want to be the best tag team in the world. Wrestle.
They haven't had one dud.
Wrestle.
They have wrestled 34 times.
Wrestle.
And every time they wrestled, it's been a classic. What are you talking about?
Usos have done it 34 times on TV alone, not counting dark matches, house shows. They're there day in, day out.
So is FTR. That's not their fault that they're not being put on TV each week.
And that hurts your case. That hurts your case.
It doesn't hurt your case.
It does. You're losing number one contender matches. That hurts your case.
How many matches have the Usos wrestled?
How many matches?
How many matches have the Usos wrestled?
34 on TV alone.
They haven't been on every pay-per-view. How many matches have they wrestled for this time frame? From October till September, how many matches have the Usos wrestled, Jay?
On TV, 34 alone.
No. Total. How many times have the Usos wrestled?
I'm not counting. I'm not going through all the house shows that count.
TV pay-per-view. How many times have they wrestled?
Pay-per-views?
I don't know.
Are you asking me how many times they've had a match this year?
Yes. If you're saying that they've wrestled so much, how many times have they wrestled from October of last year to September of this year?
On TV and pay-per-views, 34 times.
Okay, how many matches has FTR had?
34.
So they both wrestled 34 matches?
No, the Usos have wrestled 34 on TV and pay-per-view. This is not counting house shows, dark matches.
We're not counting house shows and dark matches.
Well, they count. That goes along part of your reign. That counts.
So then you need to count all the FTR matches in New Japan.
Only 34. Only 34.
In London and everywhere else.
Only 34.
Mexico.
Only 34.
Else.
Only 34.
So again, your argument's still not making any sense to me. You're saying the Usos have wrestled 34 times on TV.
Just on TV.
So how many more matches have they had, including pay-per-views?
Probably at least 80 more. 100. They're wrestling every night.
80 pay-per-view matches?
Pay-per-view.
That's including. There's 12 pay-per-views for WWE.
That's including pay-per-views. 34 including pay-per-views in TV. 34 matches.
34 matches for pay-per-view and TV.
Yes.
And FTR has also wrestled 34 matches.
Yes. Alone, just 34 matches. That's all their matches.
So Jason is saying FTR just wrestled 34 matches totally. That's including pay-per-views and everything around the world. Totally in that year span, 34 matches. And he's saying the Usos just on TV and everything has been on TV and wrestled 34 times.
He said TV and pay-per-view 34 for the Usos.
Yes.
Yeah.
During that period.
And FTR has wrestled 34 matches.
Total matches. He's not counting in anything extra for the Usos.
I see what Steve's talking about too, saying that even though they wrestled at least amount of times, they had better matches.
No, it's not. If you want to compare the teams, house shows are house shows.
And they
AEW doesn't do house shows. So of course the Usos are going to wrestle more, but they don't count house shows towards the criteria for the list.
It counts as long as your wins. It counts as long as your reigns.
They don't. If you're going to do apples to apples and you're comparing the tag teams, and both tag teams have wrestled 34 times, FTR has been better than the Usos. No. Who cares if they wrestled Riddle and freaking Elias 17 times on the Florida house show loop? What are we talking about?
It counts.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make them a better tag team because you're beating the same team 12 times in the Florida Panhandle outside of the Florida freaking Keys. What are we doing here? The Briscoes have wrestled more than the Usos. What do you mean, no? If you count every single match they have all across all promotions, if you're including house shows, the Briscoes have wrestled more than the Usos.
Doubt it. Highly doubt it.
And they've been better than the Usos, too.
No.
The Usos, to me, I'll put them third on this list. Like, I don't even know how this is a debate. WWE flag waving stew-knots of a stooge.
Says the man that created this debate for the week.
It's a debate.
I don't know how this is a debate. Why are we doing this debate?
You're the FDR stooge. For you, Dax Wheeler is the best wrestler in the world and been on his back every match he's wrestled.
The best tag team in the world. They've held the belts in 3 top promotions around the world for the entire year. That trumps the WWE.
It doesn't.
New little bubble that they're in.
It doesn't.
It 100% does.
Those titles mean nothing.
So you want Usos to show up tonight and take the NXT tag titles?
The
They have 3 belts too?
IWGP tag team titles mean nothing. The AAA tag team titles mean nothing. And the AEW tag team titles mean nothing. Plus the ROH belts. Those all mean nothing.
They mean nothing right now. No.
So
they're not being defended. What do you they're not being defended. You're getting one match a year for the belts.
They've defended them in other promotions. Just because they haven't been defended in AEW doesn't mean they're not defending them. They couldn't go over to Japan. Japan just opened back up. So they've gone over there and wrestled in Japan and put on bangers. They've wrestled in London with bangers. They've defended in Mexico with bangers.
And Usos haven't put on bangers?
Not to the degree FTR has. There's no Uso match better than the FTR match this year. Not one. Not one.
My best.
And if you say Usos and Street Profits, I'll give you FTR and the Briscoes, and that's an end close statement.
Don't use your team.
Shut down.
You have to wait to the end of the year awards for that team.
I might drink on my own.
The only thing I don't agree about this top 10 is number 7, because everybody knows how I feel about number 7.
You need to take your own personal biases out of it. Your hate.
Yours too.
It's Steve.
There's stats.
Past
You're
5 fucking minutes.
You're going to
All
champion
Steve
FTR.
personal
Everybody.
biases, and he's sitting there saying, "Take your personal biases out of this shit."
I have stats to back it up.
I can watch an FTR match and see a tribute to Bret Hart every time, and care less about it.
Because
You love
you
it.
don't like
I don't
Bret
know. That's
Hart.
you.
What are you? I'm watching the match for the match, not to pull out the tributes.
You-
They haven't wrestled a bad match all year.
Neither have the Usos.
Come on, dude. You're wrestling the Street
I haven't heard
Profits
anybody
12
talk about how the
times.
Briscoes are number 3, and they have only been on 3 matches on TV in 2022.
Because they've only been on that's pay-per-view.
Okay. Who's watching?
But you're counting everything, like Jay said, you're counting everything. So you look at everything they've done with GCW, with HOG, everywhere else that they've wrestled and who they've wrestled. Yeah, the Briscoes are number 3 on the list.
I'd put the Good Brothers over FTR.
I'm glad a female tag team made it on number 5.
Didn't even know.
Yeah. They're from Stardom.
Okay. I mean,
but it doesn't count because they don't wrestle in WWE or on the WWE house show loop. This fucking guy is crazy. Dude. Unbelievable.
So technically number 10 is as well, because they're referencing, or number 9, sorry, because that's Allison Kay and Marty Bell. So 2 females on the top 10.
I wouldn't expect that.
No, because they've only been on NWA, but they don't wrestle on USA
No, because
Network
I've seen Marty Bell
on Monday and
I
Friday, so
wouldn't
they don't.
expect her to be top 10. Sorry.
Are we ready to drink now?
The wrestled in my backyard counted.
According to you, it did because hey, we're counting every house show loop match for the Usos. Just because you're tied to the hottest thing in pro wrestling and Roman Reigns, and the storyline drives you to hold the belts because
work rate counts until it counts.
Is they didn't out wrestle FTR this year. There's no way you can line up match for match and say they out wrestled FTR this year.
I think we just got to open up the forbidden door and have it happen.
It already happened, and they left.
So because they went elsewhere, that makes them less?
No, hey, the match already happened. You know who won?
They won all the belts in WWE that they needed to win.
Your pick's invalid too. You still picking all of them heat.
It's the last black team you'll pick. White Panther over there. Let's go.
We have a dog.
Chug, 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 chug.
This better be good, Donald, because I swear to God, if this beer is trash, I'm done with the show. I'm done.
You know what would have made debate this so much better? If Steve's power would have won out during it. Mid-argument would just shut off.
So the drink of the week, see if I got this. Drink of the week is from brewery in Cincinnati. I got it while I was over on vacation, called 50 West, and it is Blue Raspberry Candy Ale.
That shit is blue.
6.5 alcohol by volume. Blueberry ale brewed with natural flavors. That's
Don't
all
already
it
set
says.
this up for failure for me.
That's all it says. And from what all the reading said, it tastes like, supposed to taste like blue airhead.
It smells like blue Huggy.
Blue Huggies are the worst Huggies.
Your opinions are so fucking trash. Blue Huggies were the best. don't feel like I'm drinking a beer.
No.
Well, is it actually like they call it a candy ale, but is it actually a beer or is it a cider?
It says blue raspberry ale.
I don't see nothing with cider on it.
You know what this tastes like? You put some Crystal Light in the ale.
I might chug this one.
Who still drinks Crystal Light in 2022? Who's doing that?
Me, because I'm grown. You still drinking Kool-Aid?
Because your taste buds are trash, just like your cakes.
Trying to watch that figure. That's how he stays so lean and trim when eating all that shit.
Crystal Light.
I like this.
I like this too.
This is going down extremely too easy.
Yeah,
This is a winner.
agree.
This is a winner for me.
Yeah.
This is like a blue raspberry great value Tootsie Pop. I don't want this shit. Like, I'll pass. I'm not doing that.
Everybody here picking the Uso Bears and you going.
You know, if it's candy, it must be the best thing since sliced bread. You know,
I mean, I can see why Jason likes this. I'm gonna finish this whole thing in this segment.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving this a high rating. This is a 4.5 for me, easily.
This is scary. I'm gonna give it a 4. This is,
Man, I'm going to call my friend up and be like, "Hey, you got to send more of this."
back to trouble.
I'm enjoying this. This is one of the first ones that I've actually wanted to drink the whole thing in this segment. I'm gonna go 4.8.
it's like flat pop to me.
Debbie damn down.
Like this is like Faygo Blue with flat pop. Like I'm out on this. No.
Just go ahead on everything the rest of the episode.
And then try to come back and have something positive to end the segment.
Everybody wants to smoke. Knock if you buck. I got hits for everybody. Come at me. Let's go.
And done.
Jeez.
That was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Did it turn your tongue blue?
Lived up.
Yep.
I don't need my beer to change the color of my tongue. I'm out on this.
Tomorrow I think I'm going to be dying, but yeah. That would get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Dude, they got more.
If I had a 6-pack of that, that would go down so smooth.
Just go buy a bag of Blue Fruities. Like, child.
Are those alcoholic?
Says the man who brings blueberry waffle donut here.
That's a breakfast stout. Fills you up like breakfast.
They got more flavors?
Not you selling,
I have to look.
watermelon pops 2 for 25 cents back at West Junior High.
I have to look because this is their Halloween/Christmas thing.
Did you buy this one here or did you buy that there and then brought it back?
No, I bought it down in Cincinnati and bought it back. Oh, that's against the law.
That's problematic because I would if this is around here, I would buy this again. And it's only a limited release, but that was good.
I'll check. I'll check. I'm good.
Steve, you got anything else? No, done talking. All talked out. What do you take it out?
This bullshit. Oh, fake ass smiling cloud can. This shit is trash. I gotta go. Mouth looking like I had banknotes explode on me. This is some bullshit.
The war tongue slashers. Welcome to the sports section, guys.
Got nothing.
Sports. Morocco continues their magical run in the World Cup. Upset Portugal 1-0. Yeah.
A lot of upsets, man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we'll see what happens. We have France and England at 2. That's the big matchup of the day. I'll be watching that. But yeah, they continued their run there. Pull up my list because there was stuff that I wanted to get into.
College football playoff was announced Sunday. So you have Georgia versus Ohio State, and you have Michigan versus TCU. So Bama did not get in, just like everybody figured they would.
I'm okay with the 4. I mean,
I'm okay with the 4. Yes, definitely.
Eventually going to be Michigan and Georgia, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. That's why you play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Was the seating right for you?
The what?
Was the seating right for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Everything was right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm okay with the 4.
No, I mean like TCU or
Georgia playing Ohio State. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
TCU was right at 3. They you go 12-0 and you lose in overtime on a field goal. Like there's no reason why
you should draw.
Ohio State should leapfrog you to a 3 spot after they got manhandled at home by the number 2 team. When you look at all the other metrics, all things considering, like there's no point in that. So they got it right.
One problem I had with the committee, and they talked 2 ways out their mouth here. When it was Ohio State going up against Alabama, who they was figuring out they did their wins. So Ohio State had better wins than Alabama. Now Tennessee was number 7, right behind Alabama, and the committee said they took the losses on there, not the wins, the losses. So they said Alabama had better losses than Tennessee had losses, even though Tennessee beat them head to head. That's why they didn't put them at 6. Because the losses. So I was like, so on one side is the wins, and on the other side it's losses.
It's Alabama and Ohio State. That's why they were ahead of Tennessee. It's as simple as
that. Yeah. Oh, I know. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know that for sure. Plus, Ohio State only had 1 loss. I mean, a 1 loss. The 2 teams should have jumped on 1 loss. I don't care who you play.
Coming up short again this year, my man.
You and my sister, boy, man, they talk alike. Come on, Dad. Man.
Baseball.
I'm over baseball.
This is the year.
I'm so over baseball.
You have Aaron Judge who signs a 9-year, $360 million deal. He's making $40 million this year. The Pirates' payroll is $28 million. That's just one team. I'm sure there's probably 5 to 6 teams that Judge makes more or the same.
Oh, for sure.
As total payrolls. Like it's a completely different sport. They might as well start relegating teams and split it off. Like you have Major League Baseball, soccer, you have the Champions League, you have the Premier League, and everything else. Like they might as well just start that with baseball. So you could have the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, Padres, Rangers, Astros. Like you can have your 6 teams that are in whatever league because they spend the most money and everything else. And then you can just tear it out from there and move teams up based off of records and who they beat, because there's no hope for a Pirate team to have any chance of competing when you look at the pay scale like this. And even if they were to draft the next Aaron Judge or the next Mookie Betts or the next Mike Trout, they're not staying in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they're gone in 2 years.
And they're gone after their first contract ends.
And who knows if they even make it to PNC Park.
Very true. Very true on that point, too.
Never even made it on the roster.
The other thing I wanted to touch on in sports, so the PIAA here in Pittsburgh or in Pennsylvania, announced NIL for high school athletes. And not even an hour after the announcement was made, there was the first NIL deal for a high school athlete in the state of Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. We talked about this a little while ago on when it would get to the high school level and what was going to happen with it and everything else. I was not expecting it to be in 2022.
Yeah.
Shout out to the kids that are getting deals, but this is real slippery slope for me because
how young?
Not only how young, but you already see all these teams that are AAU based and all these Bishop, McMillan, McDavid, Lord and Savior school in some small town that recruits players from other states and everything else. You know, your IMG academies and all those type of schools that recruit and everything else. Like, this realistically could be the end of like scholastic sports based on NIL money.
But didn't they say they're doing it so they wouldn't leave?
But what's going to stop a player at Woodland Hills from transferring to an IMG?
Mm-hmm.
Just as an example, I can't think of like the Pennsylvania-based level for that, even though there are a bunch of teams on the eastern side of the state that do this already. You know. But what's going to stop a kid from leaving and transferring from Woodland Hills or Penn Hills or any of these other areas with these schools and go to one of these academies,
charter school
with NIL deals? Before it was, hey, we'll give you a scholarship so you don't got to pay to come. Now it's going to be, we'll give you a scholarship and we got this NIL deal where you'll make X amount over the next 3 years while you finish out your high school career. Like,
pay to play.
Pay to play. I mean, you see it with the AAU stuff in rec ball. Rec ball is gone. It's dead. Everything is an AAU team or a travel team. Like, you don't have rec leagues no more that you see with baseball, basketball. Football is still big rec-wise, but even that, I think, is going to change here coming up. Like, I just think this is a real slippery slope. College players, I see them getting paid. The university's making a ton of money. The coaches are getting paid tens of millions of dollars, everything else, and they're not getting nothing. So, yeah, it's a $1 billion industry, college football. Okay, but high school sports, like, I don't know if I'm being a hypocrite because it's kind of the same. Your high school is not getting paid millions of dollars. You don't have head coaches that are making more than state officials.
Yeah.
Like, and you can say, well, it's no different than any high school kid going out and getting a job. Okay, I can listen to that argument, but what high school kid is getting a job that's going to give them $50,000 to sign 10 autographs at a number one Cochran dealership?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this whole high school amateur sports, they tried to do that with college for how long? But, like, the purity of sport was already starting to go away in college because of the money.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's in the high school sports. And it's like, all right.
It's done.
It's over with. It's a wrap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Open Pandora's box. Fully.
Hey, anybody, any high school athlete out there, no matter what sport you play, field hockey, rugby, water polo, synchronized swimming, high diving, swim team, rifle shooting, our high schools won how many state rifle shooting championships? Let them kids get some money, I guess. I don't know. Golf, football, basketball, soccer. Any high school student out there that can get an NIL deal, go get it. I support you. Get your money. It's just it's a wrap for me.
Do you think there's enough big enough names to actually get money off this?
That's the thing too.
Yeah,
I think people are just going to throw money.
Just
No lie. I think people
just
like
to get people to come.
Like Steve kind of said, with the car dealerships. I think car dealerships will just throw some money at some kids. They might not be the next thing, but in that town they might be the thing. And we'll just throw the money at them because in that town they're the thing.
Yo, can you imagine NIL was around whenever we were coming up with the athletes that were around this area? Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
How much money would a Steve Breston would have gotten back in the day? How much money would a Terrell Pryor would have gotten back in the day? Or LeVar Arrington?
LeVar. Mm-hmm.
Ian Portman sponsor everybody.
Brandon Short out of McKeesport. Like, I mean, the list goes on. Like, you want to talk about Drew Shafino back in the day for Penn Hills basketball. Like, he was a McDonald's All-American. What type of NIL deal you think he would have inked?
Just recently, Miles Sanders.
So, I mean, yeah, kudos to them, but I don't know how I feel about it one way or the other. So we'll see what happens moving forward with it. Chris Letang is back on the ice for the Penguins.
I don't know.
No. I mean, if
I'm
you got cleared, cool, but
like, I don't know how I could honestly turn on a hockey game and see him out on the ice and watch it without the anxiety of worrying about him having another stroke on the ice.
Yeah.
So I know he doesn't deserve to end his career that way, whatever. Like, and I'm sure the medical specialists, especially here in Pittsburgh, are top tier, known around the world. People come in for all types of different surgeries and treatments and everything for our medical stuff here. So he has the best doctors around, and they apparently know and understand the issue and what caused it, and supposedly can prevent it, or at least, do what they need to do. But still, 2 strokes, like we said last week before, you're 36. Hard pass. I can't watch a hockey game and be comfortable watching it.
if I was him, I'd be thinking end game right now.
Yeah.
What am I going to do after this?
Mm-hmm.
Try to get something in place just in case something else would happen. And if that would be the career ender, you got to have something. You got to have something in mind. Maybe he already does. Whether they offer him a coaching position or something, but
we'll see. UFC 282 is on tonight. There's so much stuff on, dude. And then Army Navy, like I touched on in the intro, both of those. So 2:00, I got France England will be on a TV screen. 3:00 is Army Navy. That needs to be another TV screen. 4:00 is ROH Final Battle. That'll be laptop. 8:00 is Deadline. And then you have the UFC kicking off around main card 9 or 10.
Probably on now for their prelims. They always run those like almost all day long.
So yeah,
I watched UFC on ESPN last Saturday night, and
good show.
It was a good show. And the thing that I loved, I haven't watched a good heavyweight fight in a while. I don't remember the guys' names because they were 2 people that were new to me last week. But
Tuivasa.
I mean, dude, ended in a minute. I was like, that is a heavyweight fight that I want to watch. Like, that is pure UFC heavyweight fight. Like, they both threw hands for that first minute until someone went down. I was like, this is the old style that I miss. Because too many people just dance around that cage now and
play for points.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anybody got anything else in sports?
Fred McGriff made the Hall of Fame.
I don't care. He's not a Hall of Famer.
But they left everybody else out.
How many times did he play on TV versus
was he the only one?
Yes. From that committee.
Mm-hmm. I didn't watch Fred McGriff and go Hall of Famer. Like, was he a good player? Yeah, but to me, I have no idea about him like having the career to be a Hall of Famer. Like I had no idea he was even on that level.
Mm.
So
of course, they left everybody else out.
So this is going to be like this for the next couple of years.
I mean, that's supposedly talking,
So this is going to be like this for the next couple of years?
For them, yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, this is it for them. Like, this is it.
No, I mean for like baseball. Or was he was not on the official?
No.
Okay.
No, this is like their veterans committee.
Okay.
Where, this is a separate thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Taquan. Yeah, Dion did get named Colorado head coach over the weekend.
Yeah, we're not. Well, the Dion stuff I didn't want to bring up just because of how divisive it's been, and to me, we're not that type of show. We can argue and fight with each other, but like that type of stuff, maybe we're doing a disservice by not talking about it, and we have to reframe that and maybe take a look at that for next year going into 2023. So we'll just leave it with, he was named the Colorado
head coach.
Buffalo coach.
Will I keep an eye on a game or two? I probably will. Just to see.
And then real quick, one last thing on NIL. Wiz Khalifa, Taylor Gang Entertainment, rapper from Pittsburgh, local. He'll be at the Steeler game tomorrow performing at halftime and doing the towel wave before the game. But his Taylor Gang Entertainment, they signed 25 college athletes to NIL endorsement deals.
Wow.
So he's the first rapper, first quote-unquote entertainer, I guess you could say, to get into the NIL space. So, I'm sure we'll see many more of those popping in. Rock Nation, Jay-Z, But yeah, so
like to know
congrats to Wiz,
on that.
Pittsburgh on. Black and yellow is way better than that blue shit. I just don't have nothing else to drink right now. Let's go to the final thoughts. I'm confused about that. I'm over the fucking show.
Where's your water at?
It's gone. I drank it all.
Gonna get that crown next.
I forgot about this goddamn segment too. We've been on for 2 hours. This is ridiculous.
Dude, we've been doing this show for over 2 years. How you forget about segments? All right, coming off of last week, majority of the people voted Kanye gotta go. No surprise.
Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
But it was actually pretty almost equal balance for the votes this past week. Donald, you ready?
Yeah. I did this one strictly for the Jason and Taquan argument.
Here we go again.
Got hood movie icons. O-Dog from Menace to Society, Doughboy from Boys in the Hood, Nino Brown from New Jack City, and Bishop from Juice. So basically the game is pick your least favorite killer.
We know Chris isn't partaking in this one. Gotta go. So this one's easy for me. O-Dog gotta go.
Did all these people die?
2 of them did. I mean, 3 of them did.
3 of them did? Okay.
Yeah.
Look, pick my least favorite.
It's one got to go. But people don't understand one got to go, so I got to say the least favorite.
Bishop, Juice, Pac, gone. This was on BET. This was BET's pick of the movie of the week every week for like the whole 90s. Then it switched over to VH1. I got tired of seeing it. Bishop got to go.
Ty, you're so wrong.
Chris introduced me to black people.
For me, O-Dog was the most loyal. He got to stay. Doughboy was the brother of all brothers. For a thing. Nino Brown gave you a job. Bishop was a friend, but he killed all his friends. I can't have a guy like that around me. Just because of jealousy, Bishop got to go.
I actually have to agree with Steve. I'm going with O-Dog. Whenever I watch these movies, O-Dog was one of my least favorites.
Just pull that argument out his ass.
No.
Really?
Honestly, out of the movies, whenever I watched them recently, was how earlier in the year, whenever I ended up watching them, Menace Society, that wasn't one of my favorites out of that classification that we watched.
You watched them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the reason why he can go for me.
Mm.
Chris did his research.
I did.
Pulled up Wikipedia before the podcast.
I saw you taking the call. You had to call Charlie back, huh?
No, my computer's on 3%, and I need my charger because it's gonna die. But I had to call to get the
quick tech support hotline. There it is, passing it off. Anything else? All right, go into final thoughts. All right, guys. Thanks for liking, subscribing to the show. Episode 115, moving along, almost done for 2022 here. Can't hear you.
Drop them out.
Oh, okay.
We've been podcasting for
Cut you off too. Make sure you head over to dumbmarkspod.com, like and subscribe. I think so. He's got tons of stuff over there. Make sure you like and subscribe on us on all our platforms. Go to prowrestlingtees.com/dumbmarkspod, buy some merch and support the show. You buy something, let us know, and we'll give you a shout out on the show. Final thoughts? Anything you guys got before Steve gets back?
Heisman is tonight too for sports.
Okay.
So Stetson Bennett, Georgia's quarterback, Caleb Williams, USC quarterback, CJ Stroud, Ohio State quarterback, and I think it's Max Durgan, the TCU quarterback, or the 4 finalists.
Mm-hmm. And then Caleb Williams won the AP?
He won Maxwell. And I think Maxwell and Walter Camp yesterday. Okay. AP player, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Taylor Swift's fans are suing Ticketmaster for fraud.
I did see that.
Fixing prices. Hopefully something comes of this, so I'm not paying those service charge fees.
Ben Dolan were actually just talking about that yesterday too.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting ridiculous. But I'm actually surprised this is continuing because I thought about doing Taylor Swift on my One Gotta Go last week, but I was like, nothing's really come out afterwards. So
yeah,
just kind of just moved with the news cycle almost. So it's kind of interesting that they're bringing that back up again.
The Heisman Trophy should not be called the Heisman Trophy no more. Like, it's not the best player in college football. It's another glorified quarterback award. Like, I don't even know why they consider it still to be called the Heisman. Like, makes no sense. And
they said it's all about integrity and dignity, but yet you got Caleb Williams on his fingernails that said "fuck Utah."
Who's the last non-quarterback to win the Heisman?
Devontae Smith.
Okay. Oh yeah, a couple years. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago. Let's see, what do I have here? Shout out thoughts and prayers and fight the good fight. Richard Holiday, most marketable from MLW, announced that he is battling cancer. I believe it was Hodgkin's lymphoma. I think
so. Yeah.
Took him a while to finally get diagnosed and figure out what was wrong, and came out this week and made a statement through Sports Illustrated. So shout out to him. Thoughts and prayers.
Not just character-wise, dude's money. So hopefully he can come back.
Yeah. Huge, most marketable fan. And then what else did I have here? Peacock announced that they will be doing a Ric Flair biographical documentary. Woo becoming Ric Flair. I don't need another Ric Flair documentary.
It's
too many.
technically WWE's documentary. It's just going to be on.
I don't need another one. I've seen the ESPN 30 for 30,
which was good.
I don't need another Ric Flair.
I think this is just WWE doing their own 30 for 30.
Yeah, 30 for 31 was good enough.
Yeah, I agree.
When does Vince's drop?
This week on
week?
Vice. I don't know what day offhand, but
and then the only other thing I had final thoughts wise, congratulations, shout out to all the young fellows at Westinghouse High School here in the city. They competed in the state championship game against Southern Columbia. Lost the game, went up there, put out a hell of a fight. Team they were going against has won 5. This is their 6th straight state title.
16 overall.
16 overall. So shout out to those boys. Shout out to their coaching staff. Shout out for them. Community going up there supporting. There was buses of people that went. They handled themselves with class and dignity and did things the right way. And, a lot of respect can be shown to those boys. Cannot say the same for the kids from the other team that they played against.
Saw that video.
Seen a couple things.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has come out afterwards. Some videos, some TikToks, some signs that were held up at the prep rally before during the week for them and everything else. I'm not going to go into what was said, but you can kind of get the gist with an all-black high school going what was said and the stuff that was written on signs and walls and whatever the case may be. It's a disgrace. It's something that the PIAA should step in and
They ain't gonna do a thing.
I'll
call them out on that. They ain't gonna do nothing.
I mean,
look at NAL deal.
But hey, they'll force Aliquippa to move up 4 conferences over the past 3 years because they're worried about competition, winning too many state titles. But this team continues to just stay in 2A and win every single year. So I'm not going to shine a light on the negative. If you want to find a negative, you can go out there. I'm going to shine the light on those boys. The community, the city, everybody that rode their wave of this magical season that they had. First City League team to make the state playoffs since 1989. As far as going for a state title, they definitely left their mark. They'll be remembered and go down in the history of this area's football teams for what they did this season. And again, just a big kudos to all the players, coaches, staff, family members, community. You guys did your thing this year. You handled yourselves with class. All I can say is if they wouldn't pull up to that neighborhood and say the stuff that they were saying. That's all I would say. So.
Because I wouldn't pull up to the neighborhood.
We'll leave it at that. But yeah, just wanted to give them their shine before we got off here. Anything else? Final thoughts?
No, I think I'm good.
No. All right. Let's see here. Where do we want to go with this week?
Can we go positive now? He's cooled down.
Fight like a 9-year-old.
2 things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe. Jay's dumb as hell. Stupid as fuck. Go kick rocks. Thanks for tuning in. Episode 115 of the Dumb Marks Podcast. Hit your boys up social media. I'm a Mark. You're a Mark Telemark. And until next time, y'all can catch us around the way.